Evening, Europe. Good morning, America. Good evening, China. Thanks very much, Jose Luis, to be with us, and it's a pleasure. Just as a CEO, as an introduction, for CEO today, how important is lowering break-even points?
Thank you very much, Bernard, for having me. Good to be with you all over the world. Well, I would say that from a company perspective, the importance of break-even points is even more important within the current volatile market environment. We were all getting used to a more volatile global environment with key policies of large countries having substantial impact on trade relationships globally. And on top, the COVID pandemic has just accentuated a period of huge volatility in our business environment, and is not only happening on the demand side, but also on the supply side. So with huge volatility in front of us and with us, the best approach to support our business, in our view, your business at times of downside volatility, is to have previously lower the break-even point of the company. And of course, this is easy to say, difficult to accomplish. This can be done by introducing a flexible operating model for your company, both to cope with the downsides, but as well the upsides. For example, again, easy to say, difficult to achieve, be a benchmark in your industry in terms of fixed cost level. Realize growth, not only with your internal capabilities and capacities, but also via external capabilities, capacities, and collaboration with competitors and with key partners and suppliers, aiming at low capex, asset-light approach. And at the end, bottom line, what is important is to increase the contribution margin per unit and by unit sold by decreasing variable costs, and as a consequence, increasing the value generated to the customer. So one of the utmost important and very good question, by the way.
Thank you, Jose Luis. So did you have to change your practices in terms of budgeting, or are you keeping the same budgeting practices and you have been adapting some tools? Have you been managing this obligation to change, to lower the break-even points?
I think that what COVID has brought to our life and to our businesses and to the budgeting process and practices of our business and to the break-even point is that risk management is becoming even more important in the budget practicing stage. And it's important not only to identify the risk and opportunities and quantify them, but also to have in parallel mitigation actions ongoing for the major risk. I would say that risks are part of our daily management within a volatile market context, but the difference is about how you implement in parallel mitigation actions. So you make sure you reduce the exposure or even the time to react to the risk once the risk materialize and realize. So I would say highest and more importance to the risk management and to the contingency measures in a proactive basis is the lesson learned from this current market environment from our point of view.
Thank you, Jose Luis. When we speak about lowering of a break-evens, usually we speak about make, buy, or rent. So what's the mix in between these three different solutions, and did you change your proportion? What has been the impact from in terms of practices?
Yeah, that's always a very good question, regardless crisis or not. I would say, generally speaking, CPOs and COOs can and should lead business units in conducting ongoing detailed analysis that thoroughly evaluate the cost, the benefits, the risk and rewards of outsourcing and the implication of keeping the activity in-house. Generally speaking, CPOs must always challenge their organizations to make more objective as well as more informed make or buy decisions. And indeed, it's the responsibility of the CPOs to ensure that all the right trade-off have been taken into account and evaluated, and all the possibilities have been considered. Do I think now differently versus 5 or 10 years ago? I would say the answer is yes, probably yes. A mixed model is even more important under current volatile environment, but also it requires that the organization, not only procurement, feels equally responsible for the performance of internal and external capabilities. In current environment, we think it makes more sense to combine efforts, even with your competitors, collaborating with your competitors, collaborating to keep partners, to do things that make sense for the parties involved. Important to take into account, firstly, currently more drivers are forcing us to work simultaneously, internal and external capability. The fast race in innovation, in technologies, the volatility in the market, the higher pressure on competitiveness is forcing all of us to work under a balanced model between make, buy, and rent, and apply that model in a fast and flexible fashion because circumstances are changing rapidly. So speed to adapt to the new circumstances is key to be successful. Second differentiation is probably how you extract value out of working simultaneously with the different models. The differentiator is how capable you are as an organization to fit continuous improvements and benchmarking from the different models. And third and final, in our view, the decision model currently incorporates more possibilities, not only the pure models of make or outsource, but also mixed responsibilities, build to print, co-design, share IP, utilization, collaborating with competitors for common benefit. So definitely the current uncertainties bring more opportunities to do this in a more fast and flexible fashion.
Thank you, José Luis. You're CEO from one very important provider in the renewable energy. And I just want to know if in your sector, in this sector, there are some very specific elements, or what you face today in this specific sector is common to other sectors. Do you think there are some specificity in function of the sectors today? And your sector is quite specific, so do we find the same specificities in?
I would say, the main strategic and operational implications very much are basic industry and applies to every sector, and are relating to making sure the organization and the different functions are prepared to manage this model in an efficient way. I mean, firstly, creating the organizational setups in terms of roles, responsibilities, that value internal and external capabilities as equally important for our success. And this, generally speaking, applies to most of the sectors I know. Secondly, it's very important to have a proper resource allocation, to have a successful model in terms of people, skill set, CapEx, for making the models to work. Specific is always is the quality organization, enabling the quality organization to secure and ensure output, quality, and deliver the same specification, regardless internal or external factors, the customer at the same they receive a product from your brand, regardless how you produce your product. It's very important as well, and this is generally speaking applying to everybody, protect your IP and your competitive advantage when working very closely with external partners that at the same time work with your competitors. This is something that we should do, but we should do in an efficient manner. We need to balance to work closely with external partners, but at the same time manage certain sufficient independence from these partners to negotiate in a I would say in a reasonable position, not to be exposed to single source. So you move from you don't want to move from a full in-source to a full outsource without leveraging power. But I would say that the principles, generally speaking, apply to majority of mature industries.
Thank you, José Luis. You know, we are in a conference for, let's say, purchasing people, procurement people, sourcing people, supply management people, and you are a CEO. I just would like to know if you have a key message for these people, these other participants. As a CEO, what type of message will you give them to say, what is your role for supporting this lowering break-even point?
I would say, you know, I'm leading a company, global company that serves global customers. You know, our customers are big corporations with big names recognized all over the world. To show how important that is for me, I can summarize very easily. 80% of what we sell, we buy from key partners. So the role of CPOs, the role of the global sourcing community, in order to together with the technology department and with the market department, developing global supply chains in collaboration and in cooperation with key players in the market to serve our customers globally in an efficient way is key. So the role of the procurement organization is crucial to engage with partners, to together, even in some cases with competitors, bring competitive solutions for our customers to stay ahead of the game in this decarbonization mission that we all have as a society. So crucial role, one of the more crucial roles in order to fight against climate change and to deliver society, to help our customers to deliver society what society is demanding, which is clean, affordable, renewable energy. For that, we need global suppliers that do the journey with us. For that, we need very strong procurement organizations that engage globally and lead our organization and our suppliers towards that goal.
José Luis, thank you very much. Any other comments would you have just to bring some points we didn't touch? You would like to comment in this difficult periods we're living?
Well, I think get used to it. I think is somehow remarkable, the endurance of organizations to overcome difficulties. So let's take the best of this pandemic, because once we exit these times of uncertainties, we are going to be stronger organizations with better capabilities to adapt to changing circumstances and changes permanent in our life, in our business. So let's take the positive aspects of this volatility and create organizations that are customer-centric, fast, flexible, and adapt quickly to the circumstances. So I'm optimistic that we are going to end these times with more capable and flexible organizations that are going to serve better our customers globally.